YouTube, what's going on? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we got another video here by Gigguk, when an anime leaves you speechless. I think number 2. I think this is his second video. So yeah guys, let's just see what's going on. Gigguk, of course, I think he's one of the best content creators when it comes to anime. I love his videos, and of course his videos totally resonate with me. He's one of the people that brought me back to fall in love again with anime. And of course guys, if you guys like the video, please like and subscribe. Tell me what you guys think, and of course let's just jump in. Let's go. Oh snap.
Search up great
That's
anime
fake.
moments in Google, and I swear you'll see the same 20 iconic scenes on every list. Go
Yeah,
Super Saiyan, Gear 5, Erwin's speech. These are all iconic moments that became iconic.
Now, but Erwin's speech, I rewatched Attack on Titan. It hits 1,000 times harder, bro. That speech before they're about to die, holy smokes.
For a reason. But sometimes there are moments in anime that have stuck with me that might not exactly tick all the boxes for what people count as iconic. Scenes that I rarely see talked about, yet for one reason or another, I cannot forget. And about 2 years ago, I made a
I also have that with a few certain animes. I won't even lie.
Video talking about a collection of such scenes, but that was a longer video and I had so much more I wanted to still talk about, so here I am with another one. Are these necessarily the most iconic, the most famous, or maybe even the most talked about scenes from their respective shows?
I doubt.
No. Is this video just my excuse to talk about a bunch of anime I love but don't have enough to say to make a full video?
Hell yeah.
Maybe, but just let me have this one, okay?
Okay, since I saw Zenshu, I'm thinking about Zenshu episode number 7. Dandadan recently, episode I think number 10 or 8, the one with the mother and the daughter, when I think her name is Ira, got the powers from that demon. Dude, I even forgot that Dandadan. But if you watch Dandadan, you know the episode what I'm talking about. Hell yeah.
Here's Songjin Woo. He has Aura. Ooh, arise. There, I talked about solo leveling. Again, I'm obviously going to be spoiling the scenes I talk about, so I'll be sure to mention the exact show and episode before I talk about them. But you can also be a degenerate like me and decide to watch some shows based on some out-of-context scene you discover on YouTube Shorts. But this is going to be way better than—
Dude, I've done that recently. Like, a lot of shows that I'm watching recently is because of YouTube Shorts. It's because of a scene I would just see. Literally, I rewatched Golden Time because I forgot what happened in freaking Golden Time. And I'm like, no, I need to watch this show again just because of a freaking scene. Dude, legit. And I had so much fun rewatching Golden Time.
That I swear. You're not even going to need the Secret Grindset song in the background to watch them. So before we get to the first—
That is too funny.
I wanted to give a quick shout out to today's sponsor.
Okay, make your money. Let's skip the sponsors. No cap.
With that said, back to the video.
Number 5.
Anime flashbacks. Love them or hate them, you're going to see them. A lot of them. They come in all shapes and every genre of anime you can think of, and it is hard to just pick one.
This is the scene from Dandadan. I forgot this episode number. I think it's number 10 or number 7. I forgot.
Talk about. So I'm just going to pick one that left a lasting impression on me while capturing everything the series is about. The ice skating scene from Death Parade, episode 11. An elevator opens. Sorry.
Jeez Louise, Death Parade, guys. Death Parade is not the best show that's out there, but I feel like it's it's a cool show. It's a cool, like, especially when you're getting into anime, this was one of the shows that I watched. Not the best execution, not the best final episodes, but it's good. I gotta give it maybe like a 6 to a 7, you know, out of 10.
No! A lift opens and you emerge into a bar with another person. You have no memory of how you got there, what you were doing before, or where you are now. A well-dressed gentleman greets you and tells you, so, 2 dead people walk into a bar. Okay, and?
Funny. You guys are dead.
What's the joke? You are then told you have to play a series of games with your life on the line. No Squid Game. And as you do, visions, memories slowly emerge, stopping you in your tracks as you begin to realize that you are dead. Everything you know is gone, and all these fun games you're playing will determine whether your soul is going to heaven or hell. And then, it hits you. What is this? Some kind of death parade? Everybody, put your hands up. Death Parade was a series that would give you more existential dread than 5 minutes in the shitter with an out-of-battery phone. A show that truly put the die in Daijobu, where a bunch of smarmy bartenders get to decide whether your soul is worth going through eternal damnation because you can't hit a single triple 20 in darts.
Dude.
And this is the game you'll be playing today.
League of Legends.
I'm already in hell, aren't I? Yep. But there's one person who seems like an anomaly
That's
for the
too
entire
funny.
series, who, unlike the rest of the staff, seems oddly human. She questions the whole process, brings doubt into every judgment, and pretty soon you figure out that she's not like the rest of them. But
Yeah.
then the question lingers throughout. Who is she?
Oh, this girl with the emo hair. Dude, I forgot Death Parade. I watched it a long time ago. Jeez Louise.
Where did she come from? Where did she go? Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe? The series holds and holds right up until episode 11, where it finally pulls the trigger, revealing her backstory in a manner that has stuck with me to this day. One scene, one track, no dialogue, just a single beautiful performance.
She starts
The
skating.
song starts and you think, my personal favorite genre of music. Emotional damage. Through this ice skating scene, we are told everything we would ever need to know. A story of a simple girl who fell in love with a sport, intertwined with a simply spellbinding performance. It's just beautiful. I think what I love about the scene is the symphony of conflicting emotions that come with it. The happiness, the melancholy, the fulfilling sense of emptiness, all working in tandem with this hauntingly beautiful track. Through 5 minutes, this one scene captures what 10 episodes of Death Parade had done previously without uttering a single word. And as you get more and more absorbed with her performance,
Oh,
you
she's
can't help
dead.
but fight this feeling of dread. You know where she is. You know what this show is about. The dread lingers and lingers, building up to the climax of her performance, of her story, of her entire life, until eventually it all comes crashing down.
Oh! That's crazy. Okay, that scene sucked, Gigguk. What the heck? Maybe if I watch the series again, but that just sucked. Holy smokes.
This one's really going to split the age demographic of this video. Our childhood years are
Okay.
some of the most formative years of our lives, and there have been moments
Yeah.
in anime that have formed a collective core
Oh my
memory
gosh.
for the generation of kids watching them. The pure shock as Pikachu cried while Ash turned into stone. The excitement seeing Yugi using Exodia against Kaiba. But the one scene that brings that wave of nostalgia while still fully holding up no matter how much older I get is Omnimon's transformation from Digimon the movie. How do I even set the stage for this? The year is 2000.
It's been 1 week since you looked at me.
It's the turn of the millennium. People are freaking out over Y2K, and about 40% of you watching this
Yeah.
right now have not even been born yet. Jesus Christ. The mainline TV series is over, the world has been saved, and our protagonist's journey have come to an end.
To be honest, I never watched Digimon. I was too young. Dude, Digimon was never one of those shows of mine which I watched. I used to watch Pokemon, but I forgot everything. And the only anime that I have remembrance of is Dragon Ball Z.
But then, out of nowhere, comes a sequel movie directed by Mamoru Hosoda, who would go on to become one of the most critically acclaimed directors anime has ever seen. Yeah, can you say that, Pokemon kids? I don't know why I'm still trying to fight this fight. We had no hope in hell.
Get over it. Okay.
This movie was far too good for any kid to truly appreciate, and looking back, I swear it's the most millennial coded shit anime has ever seen.
Hey now, you're an all-star. Get your game on, go.
This is a real scene in the movie. I am not joking.
He's tone deaf.
So here, when a brand new super evil villain appears, most of the OG team is busy, save for these four, and also Sora. But she didn't want to contribute, because being useful would be out of character for her.
Stupid tie.
Enter Dioboromon, a Digimon computer virus hybrid. Since McAfeemon and Nortonmon weren't installed and people didn't
What am I watching? Digimon. I feel like, since I never watched the show, it's just very difficult to understand.
know any better than to open files in an email from a Nigerian prince, Dioboromon starts fucking everyone up. And I mean everyone. Nothing with an internet connection is safe. The phones are dead. He's launched some nukes and nobody can seemingly stop him. He destroys the two heroes' most powerful Digimon, leaving them closer to death than you'd ever seen as a kid. And to add insult to injury, he's made over 1 million copies of himself when our heroes could barely manage to make it out alive when there was just one of him. My brain could not comprehend how they were going to get out of this situation. There was no hope. There were no more options. And that's when this happens. Wait, they're combining? They're fucking combining!
Part 1, Raymond.
part Metal Garurumon. They digivolve together to become
Omnimon!
Look, I'm pretty sure there is something coded into every young boy's DNA to find the concept of two or more things combining to make even bigger, more powerful thing the most exciting thing ever. So imagine how it was as a kid to see the two most iconic Digimon coming together to make an even cooler one whilst an epic orchestral version of the theme song plays in the background. Then right after, he parries a million attacks while ska music starts playing as Omnimon starts deleting all the enemies on screen while shouting the sickest attack names ever.
Transcendent Sword! Supreme Cannon!
I remember back then, a girl, an actual girl, gave me a completely unprompted, genuine compliment. And this shit was still my highlight of that year. This, right here, seeing the explosions fill up the screen. Omnimon cemented himself as being the coolest thing I'd ever seen. Finishing things off with the hypest attack battle cry in this entire movie, which somehow isn't Transcendent Sword or Supreme Cannon. It's fucking Izzy shouting,
You Got Mail!
Connection terminated.
If the cultural significance of that is lost on you, it's like watching fucking Gojo gearing up for the killing blow, but then coldly saying some shit like, "Skibidi toilet," and somehow making that moment hit. Digimon the movie was an absolute fucking enigma for a kid's movie. It was so bloody good that Mamoru Hosoda would need to remake it again. Twice.
I can't relate. Never watched the show. Maybe for Garn this must have been amazing, but for me it's like
Again. Twice.
Oh snap. What's the show? Black Lagoon, dude. I never watched this show. Jeez Louise, I feel like I missed out on this one. I never watched Digimon, never watched Black Lagoon.
When we think anime action scenes, 90% of the time we think fights. Hand-to-hand combat, sword fighting, ridiculous anime superpowers where they give a fighter some, I don't know, corrosive breast milk they fire using hair shaped like hands to squeeze down on their chest. That's a real power.
What?
And yet the average Baki fan would call that normal. In terms of anime fights, there are too many examples to count of moments that have taken my breath away, but what we don't see too often in anime is getting down and dirty with some
I think that's Naruto. Naruto is the best fights for me growing up.
gritty action. I'm talking John Wick, Die Hard, old school 80s action movies, and in that vein, no singular moment of action has sold me faster on a show than the Apache helicopter standoff from Black Lagoon, Episode 2.
No, guys, should I watch Black Lagoon? You guys need to tell me. If I'm missing out, tell me now. I'm watching it.
Lagoon is an anime I don't hear too many people talk about nowadays, and I realize that's because it is now as old to modern day anime coming out today as the original Dragon Ball is to when Black Lagoon first started airing. This was the no bullshit action show, following the lives of modern day pirates living in a place where the average resident wakes up to a city in tatters.
Nah, F it, dude. I'm watching this. What the heck? I love watching classic anime. It hits freaking hard, bro. Like, legit. I think okay, well, I watch most slice of life romance, so I'm a slice of life fan. So I've watched Meochiki, Haganai, this other one of this guy, he gets cursed and he talks to cats. I forgot the show. So I've been watching like mostly slice of life romance type shit.
Having to spend every single day fighting for their lives because PvP is permanently turned on.
Ah, fucking fuck.
I think I know a bloke who lived there once.
Birmingham!
If you like John Wick, well, imagine a world where there are dozens of them, except they are all crazy hot anime girls with enough screws loose to assemble a fucking IKEA dining table. And was
This looks like what Sakamoto Days should have been looking like. No cap.
absolute crack to my teenage brain. I'm pretty sure this show single-handedly ruins my taste in women before my prefrontal cortex had fully developed, and I have never recovered since. It's in your face, politically incorrect, pushing your sense of disbelief to its limits with enough explosions to finish off a Michael Bay Goonie sesh. If The Rule of Cool was a series, this was it, and it only took 2 episodes for one scene to let you know exactly what kind of ride you were about to get on. Let me set the scene. It's episode 2. Our crew is on the run from a bloody attack helicopter, and they are pinned down inside of a mangrove. It's a dead end. They've got nowhere else to run. Armed with a simple ship with no anti-air capabilities and the prospect of having to go face to face with a helicopter with enough firepower to become part of NATO, things are looking dicey. That is,
With the
until the
hiding
newest crew
kid.
member comes up with a suggestion proving that somehow, in a city with mercenaries, gangster leaders, shotgun nuns, and a bloody man from Florida, no one is more insane than a repressed Japanese salaryman with nothing to lose.
Those armaments and speed, that sunken ship we passed, I'm pretty sure we have everything we need. I say we go face to face with these guys.
How?
The boat sets off, and you start thinking,
This was the early 2000s.
no, surely, they wouldn't, right? At this point, your posture changes from this to this.
How?
The anticipation continues to build. The adrenaline starts pumping as the boat gets closer and closer. You hear,
300 feet to go.
no way this is happening, nah, no way.
150.
Holy shit, they're doing it. They're actually fucking doing it.
100.
Is this really happening? And then...
What?
You got fucked.
And that is how to sell me on a show.
No, guys. If anything I got going on, like this is the show I'm watching. What the heck?
It's me, Austin! Oh, son of a bitch!
How do you introduce a villain? Well, anime has taught us that
Psychopaths.
you have many options. Aura, dropping them in the moment you least expect it. Aura,
Yeah.
having them solo an entire army of people by themselves. Aura, give them the most badass theme song you can think of. Aura. Oh, and how can I forget? Aura. But the one introduction I will never forget is Shogo Makishima's from Psycho Pass episode 11. Alright, so technically this isn't the first time we see him, but this is the first time we get to see what he's all about, and this scene alone catapults him into the Hall of Fame of greatest anime villains by completely breaking the world of science.
Am I the only guy that didn't like Psycho Pass? I don't know. It wasn't for me. I don't know.
Psycho Pass. This series is all about the Sybil system, a supercomputer that is able to analyze people's psychological aptitude.
I think for me, Psycho Pass it came at a time where I just really wanted a lot of anime to watch. Like I was watching a lot of anime, and then this was one of the shows that was available, you know?
That determines every major decision a person can do, where they go to school, what jobs they can get. And that includes how likely someone is to commit a crime in the form of their crime coefficient, which the police can conveniently measure using their specialized guns. A low score indicates a healthy, law-abiding individual where the gun will be locked unable to shoot, while a high crime coefficient is what the average person feels when they forget they have a water bottle while walking past TSA. And depending on how high it is, this can unlock the gun from stun to lethal force. The important thing to note is that things can happen that can spontaneously increase someone's crime coefficient, like going through a traumatic event or hitting the go live button on Kick. Enter Shogo Makishima, an infamous
What?
criminal that seems to be the binding link across every case we've seen in the series thus far. And most recently, he sent the police on a wild goose chase by kidnapping the best friend of our main protagonist,
The goose
Akane.
chase.
That is, until Akane catches up to him, leading to this standoff.
Oh, I remember this.
Okay, pause. As soon as the scene started, you knew something was about to go down. You got the stakes. A psycho mass murderer carrying a shotgun with the best friend of a righteous cop who had put her trust into the system she represents, who is also armed. Both within line of sight without being able to reach each other. This setup didn't have a Chekhov's gun. It was a full-on bloody firing squad. Because up till now, nothing had truly happened to Rattle Akane, but this time felt different. You're not sure what, but something is going to go wrong. And as you watch the scene unfold, it induces so much squeaky bum tension, my farts would have sounded like Mariah Carey hitting her highest kettle notes. The first alarm bells start ringing when Akane points the Dominator at him and horrifyingly finds out that Makishima is normal. Even while actively committing a crime, while torturing her friend, his mind is so inconceivably twisted that he sees himself as doing nothing wrong. And Sybil agrees. She physically cannot take the shot. This is when Makishima offers her an out. He throws her the old-fashioned shotgun and steps out into the open, taunting her to take a shot, ignore the
won't.
system, and make the choice to kill, murder someone herself. And at this point I'm thinking, okay, so he's like gonna bait her into shooting. She accidentally kills her friend, leaving her with a guilty conscience, messing up her psychopath, and then... And that's the moment you get the sinking realization that what he wants to do is so much worse. What makes this scene truly terrifying is how it's able to portray the feeling of being completely helpless. As utterly desperate as Akane is to stop him, she's been conditioned to trust in a system that refuses
Okay, I'm gonna rewatch Psychopaths. F it, bro. This is another show I need to rewatch.
to listen to her in her biggest time of need, and she can do nothing but witness the horror unfold in front of her eyes. Here is a character that can make you feel completely powerless, not because he has a high power level or he just beat up one of the strongest characters in the show, but by his sheer existence in this world. Akane continues to frantically point her gun at him, yet his crime coefficient keeps ticking down, lower and lower, almost as if it's a countdown to the inevitable. She pleads with him, her friend begs for her life, but there is absolutely nothing they can do. Ending things off with one of the most chilling things you can hear in this universe.
犯罪係数0
And the only thing left is for Makishima to leave his mark as one of the greatest anime villains to ever grace our screens. In short, Aura. Great writing, insane.
No, that was awesome. He's honestly the most craziest villain I've ever seen. That is crazy.
Plot twists, interesting characters, all noise distracting you from the one thing that truly matters. Vibes. There are moments in anime that leave an imprint on me because, simply, the vibe was immaculate. A culmination of the aesthetic, the music, the mood, the atmosphere, all coming together to form an experience that sticks with you, even if you don't fully understand why. And no scene
Which one is this
encapsulates
now?
this more perfectly than the motorbike scene from Terror in Resonance, Episode 4.
What
Shinichiro
happened?
Watanabe is no stranger to vibes. Kids on the Slope has my favorite music performers of all time. And Cowboy
Oof, guys, that show is awesome.
Bebop was iconic in just about every single aspect. Samurai Champloo helped popularize an entire genre of music that is still a part of pop culture today. If there was a CEO of vibes, this man would be it. And yet I still think the unique atmosphere he crafted in Terror in Resonance remains unmatched.
Never watched
This series,
this one.
in my opinion, has the best soundtrack in anime. Bar none. Every track is a chilling experience that pierces the soul. Icelandic songs that can soothe the flames of hell, and he puts it with an anime about blowing up buildings and setting the world on fire. Never before has destruction been so serene. Chaos
That's crazy.
so calming. It is goddamn beautiful. Was the writing perfect? No. Was it the cleanest execution in the world? No. But there are scenes in this anime that invoke feelings I have yet to experience again to this day, and maybe never will. The final climax, the Ferris wheel scene, and of course,
Okay, I got goosebumps. Maybe this is the one.
at this point, the main plotline of the episode has just been resolved. Our protagonists have sent the police into a frenzy by dropping a virtual bombshell on the world. No buildings are getting blown up today. The commotion is over. Everyone is given a brief moment to breathe. And then you hear this.
Someone tell me how I got here.
The song starts as the motorbike glides through the dazzling city lights. The girl, still fearful, gripping for her life, decides to open her eyes, and what she is greeted with is pure sensory poetry.
Spirits flying at the speed of light.
This right here, guys,
Wow, that's actually really beautiful.
is it. And I don't even know what it is. The fear, freedom, and beauty of life all captured within a single moment. When she tilts her head and shuts her eyes, what I would give to be at the place she is at
Wow.
for just a second. I think what
Dude,
makes this brief
hell yeah.
scene one of my favorite in anime is because it so perfectly encapsulates that
Freedom.
moment. That moment you get sometimes in your life that
Yeah.
feels so perfect, you wish you could capture it and make it last an eternity. When, for the first time in forever, everything feels like it's come together, the bullshit noise gets drowned out, every problem you think you have
Yeah.
gets washed away, and for that brief period, everything seems to make sense.
Yeah.
You have no fears, no worries. You are just in the best place you can possibly be at right now, and you know it. And right then and there, you think to yourself, fuck it. You know what? Everything's gonna be alright.
Okay. Wow, that was actually a cool video. I'm gonna rewatch Psychopaths. I'm gonna watch Black Lagoon. Yeah, we all have moments like that in anime. Really, really enjoyed that video. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next video.